Welcome to 3-week workshop on programming in C++. In this video, I am going to explain the concept of unary operator overloading in C++. So I think already you know that if you want to perform any operation between an object, means if you want to perform any operation on an object, we can go with operator overloading. So that if you're not defining operator overloading, then that it makes an error, the compiler makes an error messages illegal structure operation. So I think in the previous video, in a basic concept, we discussed about how we can overload arithmetic, means the basic addition operation, that is a binary operator, in two possible ways, either using a member function or a fill function. So here I'm going to discuss about how we can overload unary operator in terms of by using a member function and as well as by using friend function logics. Okay, so let us take a one simple example. So here I'm going to talking about the simple example of overloading a minus operator, that is called change, means representing the sign of the operator. I think you may know that means the minus operator will be act as a binary and as well as a unary according to that in which that it will play. So same way, so here, so I'm going to showcase the concept of unary operators. So that if you want to overload a unary operator, so we must to know about the basic things like means other. If you remember, as if you want to overload a unary operator, it need only one argument for a friend function logic of implementation, and next one is there is no need for any operator over needed for no member function definitions. So here just for basic understanding concepts, just I'm going to so just I'm going to define a simple class. I can define the concept of unary operator overloading. Just I'm going to overload unary operator minus, that is representing the sign of the number. So for example, the class testing, there is a one sample testing class I'm going to consider. So just I'm going to create a structure as usual. Okay, so now the structure is created. Just I'm going to create only one data member. And we know that by using constructor, just I'm going to assign a value. Or otherwise, you can use a runtime input method. You can assign. It may be a default constructor or maybe a parameterized constructor, whatever may be. So just I'm going to pass the value of d, so that here I consider the name of your data member and as well as the name of a local variable, both are same. So just I'm going to use a one function to display the value of my data member. So the value of d is and just to simply I display the value by using a function. Okay, so now just I'm going to create an object for testing. So I'm going to display the value. So now I'm going to compile it. So here I didn't use anything and all, just I want to change the sign of my values. Okay, so let us do, for example, if I'm going to compile and just I'm going to run this. Just till now I didn't apply the concept of operator overloading. So that now you can see the output of this method. It shows as usual like as a 19. Okay, so here I'm going to apply the concept of T1. So here I'm going to apply like this. So if I'm going to compile this one, then automatically it makes an error message that sorry, it is a T. Just I'm going to compile it so that it is an illegal structure operation. So because it is we can't able to apply the operator for our object. So but it is a unary operator because we know that unary operator means the operator needs only one operand. So I'm going to apply. So I'm going to implement. We know that there are two ways we are going to apply the concept of unary operator. Means that operator overloading either by using member function logic or maybe we can use the friend function logic. So here I'm going to implement the concept of this unary operator, means by using member function logic. If it is a member function logic, the name of the object dot and the name of the function, and there is no argument needed. So that the current object must be D. Sorry, current object must be T, not D, it is a T. So no return time according to this logic. And then operator, the syntax is the return type, followed by operator, it's a keyword, then followed by the operator symbol. Then is there any parenthesis we need to define, and we have to define the logics. So here operator, the return type, operator is a keyword. Then I'm going to apply minus symbol. So then I'm going to define, there is no argument. We know that this is a unary operator. For a unary operator, if you are implementing the concept of member function definition, then it won't take any parameters. So that I'm going to change the sign of the number so that it is a current object. So that just to simply I can multiply with -1. Now it is changed. Now I'm going to display the value of this t. So t dot display. So normally, if you are going with operator overloading, whatever the operator we are applied to that object, it must be applicable for members of the class. Not only for the object, it is a members of the class. So here just I apply to change the sign of the mighty so that initially it will display the 19, then it will be displayed as -19. Just if you want, you can define. Just I'm going to make some alignment and planning to display one by one so that it will display as a -19. So just I'm going to trace how it will work. So that it will invoke a default parameterized constructor, then it will invoke a method to display it. Then after that, the sign of the number is changed. So that I implemented with the help of member function. So just I'm going, the operator method will be invoked, and if you are displaying the value, then automatically it will be changed. Okay, so let us to have one small changes here. I am planning to apply the concept of this definition, means define that this definition logic outside of the function, means outside of the class, but as a member of a class. So if it is a member of the class, then I need to define the domain. I need to declare outside and inside of the class. Then I need to define with the help of class code so that we have to define. So now I'm going to compile, no errors. Then I'm going to run this. I'm going to trace the execution. So it will be executed as usual thing. So change the operators. So that here the only thing is the definition of the particular function, it may be defined inside of the class or maybe outside of the class. But if we are in a class scope, that is only the programmer specific choice. But actually only in C, C++ only it is allowed to define only outside. But in other languages, it won't allow to define the methods outside of the class definition. Okay, so now it's a defined. So we know that it can be implemented by using friend function also. So we know that it is a friend is a keyword. So that if you are defining like this, so you know that this is for member function. Member function implementation logic. So same way we know that it will be implemented by using a friend function logic. If you are going to implement the friend function logic, then it will be changed, correct? So that we have to change as minus, and the object must be passed as argument. And the object must be passed as argument, correct? Okay, if I'm going to pass this argument, actually here we need to do some changes. If you are going to implement the concept of a unary operator by using a friend function, so there is an object need to be passed as argument. So that if you are passing object as argument, the class name must be as argument. The class name must be a data type. So here the class scope will be removed. So now we are defined so that the current object is t1.d equal to t1.d. It will work. Now you have to check in. Is there any errors or not? No error. And check the output whether it is running or run the problem, given a correct output or not. Actually, it won't give a correct output. I think you may know that. Means that the value of the, actually if you are passing object as argument in C++, it will take only the copy of all the parameters and it will be passed. it won't take a it won't take a value of a reference. So that it takes a copy of all the parameters of the class, all the data members of the classes only. So that here we made any changes in a T1, it won't affect the value of this T. So I think if you go with like Java, maybe other object-oriented programming language, if you are passing object as an argument, so then it takes only the reference, so that whatever we change, then it will be reflected on the original object. But actually in C++, it won't like that. Whatever the changes you made in the parameter object, it takes only the copy of the object so that it won't return. So that you have to assign like this. Then you have to return T1. Return that a former parameter, so that you have to change your void as object so that it is a class name. So here also void, instead of this, you have to use. Yeah, sorry, it will be defined to I. So now you have to compile, no errors, then you have to run. Now it will be changed. So I hope just you understood that it's a sorry, how to say the difference between that unary operator overloading by using member function and as well as a member function as well as a friend function. If you are implementing a member function and a member function, there is no need to return an object. But if you are going with the friend function logic, you must to return and you have to record in the same object. Otherwise, it won't work. So this is the basic things you must remember for unary operator overloading in C++. So I will repeat once again. If you are go to unary operator, if you are implemented by using a member function, there is no argument in here. So it is a current object. With the help of current object, just we are invoked. But if you are go with the friend function logic, it takes one argument. So that we need to return as an object. So this is the way we are going to implement the concept of unary operator overloading in C++. Thank you.